What up, bosses? Your man MBR going to be bringing you episode 7 in our top 5 series. So as you're probably aware, patch 1.8 has just dropped. Sadly has deleted all the old replays from the previous patch, so some of your clips I've been unable to record. So start getting your play on, and don't forget to leave your username and clip name below. I've got some big plays coming up. Let me know if you think I've got the order right. It was a tough call on this one. Last week we saw Rook make great use of his boulder toss and smack ability to win the 1v2. We're going to be starting this week off with Pearl, who takes our number 5 slot, left in a 1v2 on All-Man Temple against a Jade and a Pearl. She's missing 3/4 of her health. She's able to fall back and pick up both health orbs, slowing her foes, giving them a chance to heal a bit more. With them closing in, she uses her dive ability and lands a nice silence onto both targets, giving her more time to heal up with mid-orb spawning. Jade does land a nice snipe, but Pearl's able to pull back and pick up her teammate's soul. Using her dive once again to pick up the health orbs on the top side, she completely walks around them by mistake. With sudden death closing in, she releases Jaws, who eats them both up, recasting her ult to spit them outside of the closing in arena, then slowing them both with her bubble barrier, landing a deadly blow on Jade. Leaving us with some Pearl v Pearl action as the red side Pearl gets her own back with Jaws catching our Pearl, but luckily for her she falls just short of the sudden death timer. Not much space left to maneuver. They both trade autos and counters and a few bubble barriers until our Pearl has enough energy to release Jaws from the depths of the map. This time he was pretty hungry. GG. Coming in at number 4 today, we're going to see some Croak v Croak action, but the altar against our blue side Croak as Sirius teleports in. Croak times his camouflage perfectly to avoid the incoming damage and hit back with some big blows, dodging the incoming petrify. With sudden death closing this arena in, we see him swing his blades to no prevail, but making good use of his double frog leap comboed with his in-cap from stealth on the red side Croak to leave him in a 1v1 with Sirius, who can't get his ancestral beam off quick enough, and is still able to pick up mid-orb in the process, healing him up to full health. With not much room left in the arena, we see red side Croak pick up his ally's soul, but is way too hasty with his win and win blade, wasting his ultimate and throwing away any real chance of winning this duel. Not wanting to waste any more time, our Croak frog leaps on top of him, lands some nice blows only to be slowed down by the incoming stun, but he takes a taste of his own medicine as our Croak leaves camouflage to in-cap him with a sudden death timer, picking up the final blow. Sadly, our next clip at number 3 has no in-game sound, but that does not take anything away from this 1v2 coming out of Bako, as Askar is impatient and cockily uses Infernal Scorch to close the gap. With only 1/5 of his health remaining, he's backed into a spawn point. Taking a now or never attitude, he rushes towards Askar with his heroic charge. Landing his leap and crushing him into the wall with his shield dash, the little fireball never stood a chance. Landing a blood axe and striking with his war axe, Sirius won't be getting home after this one. Taking our second place today is going to be the deadly assassin Croak, who has the moves like Jagger, if not better. Diving straight into the action, we see him land a sweet blow with Ren and Wind on both Lucy and Bako. Rotating to the bot side, he picks up both health orbs and frog leaps out the incoming Bako. Entering camo, he sets his sights on the heroic brawler, chunking off a good amount of his health. Sudden death is causing the arena to close in on our heroes. He ends up losing out on middle orb and gets heroic charged into the wall, but is able to frog leap away, securing one of the health orbs on the top side, landing another big in-cap on Bako with Lucy on his radar now. Lunging through both targets, there isn't much time left in this one as Bako pushes Croak out of the arena with his shield dash, but once again he uses his frog leap to maneuver over his foes and unleash some deadly strikes onto Lucy as mid-orb respawn. Again getting shoved out of the arena, but seems to do more harm than good for Bako this time around as Lucy is left in a fight to the death. Both charges on this frog leap to avoid the incoming autos. He enters camo, landing a big in-cap on Lucy, allowing him to pick up mid-orb. Filling up his energy bar, he uses lunge to avoid the incoming damage. Re-engaging on Lucy, she uses a roll to escape but leaves the arena in the process. But just before she dies, she throws out crippling goo, which sadly ends this round in a draw. If it wasn't for her final wish, I would have given Croak the number 1 spot. Barring himself into the number 1 spot today, we have Mr. Longneck, the keeper of time, Oldur. With all the odds stacked against him, one thing he does have is time. As Jade and Lucy have him cornered, he avoids the incoming crippling goo with time travel. Unlucky suckers. Pulling back to the top side, he picks up an ally's soul and counters the incoming projectiles with time bender, which fills up his energy bar, allowing him to get his second ultimate off this round as he lands a crushing blow on Lucy and finishes off with a devastating quicksand blast, giving himself enough time to rejuvenate as sudden death closes in. Blocking the incoming damage with time bender, Oldur starts making his way into the ascent of the arena, able to juke out Jade's disabling shot. However, the red team pick up the middle orb, allowing Taya to corner a furry companion. Once again able to soak up most of the incoming damage with Time Bender, Jade unleashes explosive shells, but he's able to avoid all but one shell with sifting sand. Entering time travel for the third time, he's able to pick up Jade as he's left in the 1v1 with Taya. Time doesn't seem to be either of their friends as we enter the depths of sudden death. The orb just spawning, Oldur attempts to rejuvenate with his magical sand. Taya completely misses the orb with her X-Strike ability as the two dance around it. But sudden death isn't going to hold no prisoners as they start to lose all their dancing space. Oldur dashes through middle orb, picking it up in the process, allowing him to time travel for the fourth and final time this game as he stuns Taya and she takes a face full of sand. Makes a change. GG, what a turnaround by Mr. Longneck. Our bonus clip today is going to see Ivor leaving the arena early to go to the theatre. Don't forget, you think you can top these guys, leaving your ID and replay name below, and if you have any funny clips or mistakes. Peace. Your orb is up, you can use the spacebar to get in. GG, a nice pickup. Let's grab on the pearl. And we may, well, I'm kind of switching my focus at the moment. Could stick on the pearl if she's running quite low now, that's the question. But I just find she's just so freaking annoying.